Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. In this episode, we're going to go ahead and do the Broken Highway so we can get to Halloweentown, and it worked out pretty well uploading the Gummy Ship route separately, so I'm going to do that again and put a link to that in the description. But I'm also going to try and finish Halloweentown in one episode, much like I finished Agrabah, and just keep in mind that Halloweentown was probably the biggest area for cutscenes in the entire game. You know, I was thinking while I was doing that Gummy Ship route, I think I said before something like Halloweentown is a really big area for cutscenes. I think I actually said it was the biggest area for cutscenes in the entire game. That might be stretching it a little bit, but for the non-Kingdom Hearts plot, like central plot areas like the Disney worlds, Halloweentown is absolutely full of cutscenes, so this episode's going to be really long is pretty much the idea that I was hinting at. But we're going to go ahead and start Halloweentown anyway. The reason it's going to be so long is we have a lot of stuff to do in Halloweentown, but we also have a lot of stuff to do in another area in here that I don't necessarily want to spoil yet. Whoa!
Hey, this is Halloweentown, right?
Well, it sure does look like Halloween.
Wow! Hey, it's Zero! How have you been, boy?
I mean, I know it's been a while since we've been here, but for them not to remember that this is Halloweentown, I think that's a little bit strange, but there are two treasure chests that we can pick up here before we actually head into Halloweentown, and there's another Serenity gem, by the way, but once we head into Halloweentown, we're going to be getting yet more cutscenes, a really long one at that.
What's that for?
It's Jack!
Sora, Donald, and Goofy! Welcome back! And Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas? Don't you mean Happy Halloween?
Of course! Halloween greetings from Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King! Forgive me, I'm in a Christmas mood. You see, I'm running the show again this year, but I need Sandy Claus' blessing, so I'm off to Christmastown.
Sandy Claus?
I think he means Santa Claus.
Aren't these decorations wonderful? This year, Halloweentown's going to handle Christmas, too. But first, we have to visit Sally. She's working on something no self-respecting Santa Claus can do without. Come along, I'll show you.
A Halloweentown Christmas. Wanna go check it out?
Come on, hurry! Hello, Doctor. Where's Sally?
Can't you see that I'm in the middle of an experiment? Hey, this is way too heavy!
Let's toss it!
You do, and you'll be sorry. Now bring it over here! Hee-ho! Imbeciles! Now my experiment is ruined!
Sally, did you finish it? I want to show my good friends.
I'm sorry, Jack. I need a little bit more time.
Oh. Well, that's all right. Just as long as it's ready for Christmas.
But, Jack...
I'd best be off. I've got to go get Santa Claus right away. Wonderful to see you again. Goodbye for now.
Go get Santa Claus.
Please, Sora. I'm afraid something terrible will happen if Jack goes through with this.
You can say that again.
Sora?
Are those strange-looking fellows in the town square with you?
Huh? What fellows?
You know, the ones who wanted to spoil Halloween and Christmas? What are they called again? Heartless?
They're definitely not with us. But Donald, Goofy, and I can get rid of them for you. And then we can go see Santa! But first, the Heartless!
Pretty much as soon as we leave the lab, there's going to be a fight going on, so let me go ahead and get everybody's abilities and items put together real quick. Now, perhaps unsurprisingly, there was not that much to do other than get rid of new symbols, but here in the lab, we get the Halloweentown map, and like I said, once we go through the exit to the lab here, we're going to be getting a fairly easy fight, but you better be ready for it.
Now hear this, you things! Leave Halloweentown at once, by order of the mayor! Jack, where are you? I'm only an elected official. I can't handle this by myself! Jack!
We're on it.
I don't know about you guys, but I've never really taken to the Halloweentown mayor too much. I also, by the way, I have to admit that I've never seen a Halloweentown movie, or A Nightmare Before Christmas, as it's called, so I don't know if it would be any different if I had seen that, but for some reason, he's really weird to me. I was gonna say I have a hatred for him. Not exactly a hatred, but I don't really like the guy. But anyway, you might have seen like a little explosion during an attack there. That was the finishing leap combo extender thing that I talked about earlier on in the episode, and for these enemies, it doesn't really help too much because they're really weak. But later on in the game, when there are enemies with a lot more damage or a lot more health, it will help a lot. And by the way, I think we showed that in the last episode, aerial finish. but somewhere in there I got the reaction boost command or ability, and that's really good because it helps or makes reaction commands do more damage. So for instance, if you're fighting a large body and the full swing, I think the reaction command is called, comes up, you'll do more damage, which is really good because, you know, it helps take out enemies faster. But then again, the reaction commands are why some people say this game is like press triangle to win, and sometimes I can't really argue with them too much. How is Santa Claus supposed to relax with all this going on? That's it, fellows. Santa Claus needs bodyguards. Are you up to the task? Us? Yeah.
What should we bring along next time?
A bucket full of caterpillars!
Or something even worse. Who's that? Some old hag?
Silence.
A witch?
Perhaps you three could be of use to me. Come along, all of you. I'll show you the true meaning of mischief.
All right, bodyguards. Christmas Town is this way. The doorway is in the woods just past the graveyard.
You know, I take back what I said about the mayor. I really don't like him too much, and I'm just gonna go around and collect the 2 treasure chests, I believe, that are in this area. Yeah, I really don't like the mayor too much, but I really don't like those kids either, and I cannot remember what their names are for the life of me. It's like Pop, Lock, and Drop It or something like that. We're going Huey up in here today, but they're really bad in 358 on the DS. I think I've said that exact phrase about 20 times in the course of this Let's Play. But yeah, they're really especially mean in 358. I don't really know what their deal is. Like I said, I've never seen the movie, but I have to imagine something happened to make them that way, or maybe they're just rotten to the core. But I really like this area for some reason. It's like a little bit of a forest, and I know there are 3 treasure chests in here, but they like to hide behind the trees, and I never remember, especially this one over here. It always hides. I thought I looked over there, but I didn't see it when I first ran by. But also, speaking of collecting things, there are a couple of puzzle pieces that you might have seen me run by back there, and that's because we can't get them right now without a hassle, so I'm just going to wait until we can come back and get all of them. Well, let's go ahead and examine this Christmas tree weirdly placed on this actual tree.
Here it is, the door to Christmas Town. The spooks of Halloween can get so tiresome year after year. I wanted something new, and I found this. Beyond this door is a world filled with wonders the likes of which you've never seen. At first, I couldn't believe my eyes. Everything was so fresh and exciting.
Come on, just open it. Cool.
Wow! So what's that?
In his workshop. Shall we? Ooh.
And here we are, guys, in Yuletide Hill right next to Christmas Town. I really like this area for some reason. Might as well go ahead and collect this dawn piece behind this tree. By the way, this music that's playing right now, I'm just going to go ahead and drop off some stuff and buy some stuff. The music that's playing right now was not in the original version of Kingdom Hearts 2, so let me let you listen to it for just a second. I guess that's enough listening, but also I want to point out that Sora, Donald, and Goofy's costumes were not in the original version of Kingdom Hearts 2, so for some reason they've really stepped their game up in Halloweentown and Christmastown in Final Mix.
Whoa!
Wow!
Here, too?
On guard, loyal bodyguards!
Now here we have a new enemy, that box over there. Not really a box, it's a toy soldier heartless is I think the name of it. For some reason I really wanted to call it the Box Ghost, which was the name of a ghost from Danny Phantom, which was a show on Nickelodeon, I believe. I really liked that show, and I don't know what happened to it. I thought it was one of the better shows recently on Nickelodeon, but I've had my discussion about the degradation of cartoons over the years. I really don't want to get into that again, because I kind of think it opened up a can of worms the last time. But overall, this fight is really easy. If you want to make it even easier, you can attack the carousel in the middle, and it will stun, usually, or just hurt the toy soldiers and whatever other enemies were in that fight.
Christmas is in big trouble.
Gorge, we can't let anything bad happen to Christmas.
That's where Santa Claus lives.
Now, before we actually go into Sandy Claus's house, or Santa Claus, depending on how you want to say it, we need to collect the treasure chest around the town. Might as well go ahead and show you that reaction command. Actually, I think I just said you had to attack the carousel a minute ago. Really what you gotta do is use that reaction command called spin, and it will do some additional damage to the enemies that we fought in that fight, but it doesn't really help that much. But let's go ahead and go into Santa Claus's house and meet the guy for the first time face to face.
Well, hello everyone. Did you come to see if you're on my nice list? Your name?
Sora, sir.
Let's see. Sora. Here you are. Well, according to my list, Sora, 7 years ago, you told everyone you did not believe in Santa Claus. Oh, that is unfortunate.
How about Donald and Goofy? Oh, boy!
Am I on your list too by any chance? It's me, Jack.
Jack Skellington? What sort of trouble did you bring this time?
This time?
It's a long story.
I don't know what message Square Enix is trying to send in here, but we have 2 puzzle pieces to collect, and I believe 1 or 2 treasure chests. There's one right here that has the Christmastown map in it. I guess it is Christmastown, so it's all right for the picking, but I do think that is a little bit weird anyway, that we can get all of this stuff out of Santa Claus's house. We can't really leave yet, though. We need to come over here into the actual toy factory.
Why do we have to hide?
Silence. Well, this is a pleasant surprise. That fool Jack brought Sora and the others with him. Now we can deal with all of them at once.
What do you want us to do?
Who's there?
Busted!
Oh! It's Lock, Shock, and Barrel.
Not those 3.
I assure you they're not with us.
Well, whatever the case, they've been quite naughty. Catch them and bring them back here. They're going to get a lecture.
Mr. Claus, I wanted to talk to you about Christmas first.
It'll have to wait. I need to see how things are progressing in my workshop.
Come on, Jack. Let's catch those little pranksters.
Oh, all right then.
And wouldn't you know it, Pop, Lock, and Drop It have been causing trouble around the town, so we need to go back and find them. They probably went back to Halloweentown, so that's where we're gonna go. Actually, what we're doing is following the footprints down there on the ground. Luckily, there's snow on the ground, or we wouldn't be able to tell where they were going. But yeah, see, once again, another reason we shouldn't really like those characters. I thought there was actually going to be a cutscene there, so I stopped. You can't really blame me, though, because it seems like every time I go into a new area, there has been a cutscene. I wonder if there's going to be one right here.
I was so looking forward to destroying that ridiculous Christmas town. But now that Sora and those imbeciles are here, I think a change of plan is called for. Revenge before pleasure, after all.
What kind of revenge?
The magnificent, malevolent kind, of course.
That sounds really bad.
Like Oogie's kind of bad.
And that's super duper bad.
Oogie Boogie? That bag of incensed insects? How intriguing. And where might I find him?
Jack and his dumb, stupid friends destroyed him.
Ah, yes. Now I remember. More intriguing still. I believe I'll bring your master back for you.
I feel like a million bugs. I really owe you one for this, Maleficent.
Indeed you do, Oogie. Do you remember Sora, Donald, and Goofy?
Do I remember them? Ah! You're too much! I'll never forget what they did to me. What was it they did to me?
Squashed you like a bug.
That sounds bad.
And Jack helped.
Even worse.
They creamed ya.
That's right. That's right! That's one thing I won't be forgetting anytime soon. It's the last thing I remember, and it's the only thing I'll remember until I teach those clowns not to mess with Mr. Oogie Boogie!
Yes, that's right. That's the spirit. And I have the perfect plan already in mind. Have you ever heard of Christmas Town?
Mr. Oogie!
Wake up! Wake up! We want to see how bad you are.
It seems he needs more time to recover. You three, stay here and keep Sora and the others occupied. My heart is with you, but do not fail.
There they are.
Stop them!
Tie him down!
Get him!
I have absolutely no idea what that sound was that played right there at the beginning of the fight, but I need to get Goofy in here so I can use Valor Form. It seems like I always forget to put Goofy in the party when I want to use Valor Form in a fight, and I really do want to use Valor Form for this fight, because really all you gotta do is wail on the, I believe it's called the Prison Ghost, and it's another Ghost reference for, you know, the Danny Phantom fans out there. But there's not really the strategy that I think they were intending, because basically all you gotta do, like I said, is wail on them. What they intended for you to do, I think, is watch which one of those kids that he swallows, because whichever one he swallows changes the tactics that he uses, but it doesn't change enough to really make a difference. So really, like I said, all I do is wail on him. But he seems to have an abnormally large amount of HP, and by the way, I think I might have called him the Prison Ghost. I think it's actually called the Prison Keeper, and it kind of makes sense because we're in a graveyard. Otherwise, though, I don't really have too much to talk about. It's really just this over and over. I guess I could talk, I was going to speed it up, but I know for a fact that in Final Mix, you get the Flash Step, I think it's called, ability when you beat this boss, instead of, I think it was just the HP bonus in the original version of the game. Flash Step is I remember if I said this, a Final Mix exclusive ability that kind of cuts through defense as far as I can tell, so that makes it a really good ability for using against, like, the fat bandits, and, like, it would have been really good to have in Agrabah. Maybe that's why they waited to give it to you until after you do. We could have gone here, actually, now that I think about it, so maybe I should have came here and beat the Prison Keeper before I went to Agrabah to make that fight a little bit easier. But there it is, Flash Step, and we've defeated the Prison Keeper. Like I said, not too bad, but I have to imagine we're going to be getting a cutscene here. That was fun! Let's go see if Mr. Oogie's ready. Oogie? Isn't he the one who tried to take over Halloweentown before? That's him. Fellows, I hope you're ready for trouble. And don't we have enough trouble already?
Confounded, now I've lost my way. Oh, this is utter foolishness. I should be getting ready for Christmas.
Is that you, Mr. Santa Claus?
Yes, but please call me Santa Claus.
Of course. Mr. Santa Claus, I was hoping I'd find you here. You see, it's very important that you go back to Christmas Town. I'm afraid something terrible is going to happen if you don't.
Well, I am behind on my preparations. All right, tell Jack I'll be waiting for him at home. He had something to say to me about Christmas.
But that's just it. Please, go home and lock the door. And if Jack knocks, don't open it.
There. The large one in red.
All I gotta do is kidnap him?
That's right. Lock him up at once. Then begin destroying Christmas Town. That's sure to make Sora and the other fools come running.
And then they're all mine!
Yes. And in the meantime, I'll turn Santa Claus into Santa Heartless.
Are we done?
Who's there?
What's wrong, Sally? Jack, Oogie's kidnapped Santa Claus! Oh no! And he's headed for Christmas Town! Come on, Jack, let's hurry! And hurry we shall.
I've done a little redecorating. Wait, something's not quite right. I know what it is. We just need a little more of that boogie flair.
I do hope our jolly old friend is looking forward to becoming a Heartless. Oh, clumsy oaf!
Are you still here? Why don't you oogie on back where you came from? You're cramping my style.
Have you already forgotten who brought you back, you insolent bag of bugs?
Sorry, can't remember a thing.
Very well, you ingrate. You'll rue the day you spurned my help.
Santa's house.
Well, it looks like Oogie Boogie is back up to his old stuff because he had Santa Claus tied up on what looked like a conveyor belt, probably in the toy factory, which is where we're going to have to go right now. And of course, we're going to have to fight Oogie Boogie again. Unfortunately, the fight is not as cool in the second game, I don't think anyway, as it was in the first game, but really reminds me of the fight with Oogie Boogie in Reach Into Memories, and we all know that the fighting of bosses was not the best in Reach Into Memories, so I'm not really sure how I feel about this boss fight overall.
Jack Skellington!
Oogie!
You and I have a score to settle, Jack. Same goes for your little sidekicks.
What are you planning to do with Santa Claus?
Who? Santa Claus? I don't know what you're talking about. And why is this roly-poly red guy here? Time to go, Grandpa!
Huh?
Mr. Santa Claus!
Why, you... Ha! Nice view from up here. That's right, away you go.
Unfortunately, I really don't like this boss fight because all you gotta do is hit triangle, 4 apparently is the name of the reaction command, to hit these crates up into his lift. And for some reason, when he falls down here, you can actually hit him, but they make him invincible after, you know, a couple of seconds, so you can't just beat the boss fight all at one time, which I really don't like, but I guess they did it so, like I said, you couldn't beat the boss fight all at once. But the only other thing that I want to say is that sometimes he'll move his lift to the left or right, and if he does that, you have to go through the blue squares at the front. So if he goes to the left, you have to wait for a blue square to be in the middle and the left, so you can go to the left and continue hitting crates up into his lift. But he's down here now, maybe I can get a little bit of damage in. They're probably... yeah, I was going to say, I think he's already invincible. Like I said, he really doesn't give you much time to attack him. But I'm actually going to go ahead and speed this up. I know it feels a little bit weird to speed up a boss fight, like I said, in Reach Into Memories. But really all you got to do is hit crates up into his lift. So I think this is even more boring than watching me run from place to place that we've already been to.
Huh? Huh?
All right, Christmas is safe again.
Perfect. I'd better get down to business.
We got the Santa.
Yup, you ought to stick to Halloween and spooky stuff.
Jack. Here, it's done.
Wonderful! Why, I love it. Thank you, Sally.
Jack, do you really have to do this?
But I make a splendid Santa Claus.
Listen here, Jack Skellington. You saved me in Christmas as well, and for that I'm very grateful. But please promise you won't cause any more trouble. And about that suit, don't even think about taking over for me again.
I just thought you could use a little help this year, Mr. Claus. You must be exhausted from all the preparations, and I wouldn't mind a second chance to get this Christmas thing right.
Yes, being Santa Claus can be tiring. But let me tell you something, Jack. Seeing the happy faces of little children when they discover the presents I've brought them makes it all worthwhile, year after year after year. And you, Jack, you love to make them gasp and see them shiver with fright. What if someone tried to take all of that away from you? We both have very important jobs to do, Jack. Mine is to take care of Christmas, and yours is to take care of Halloween. So we each have to do the very best we can. After all, you're the face of Halloween, Mr. Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King, the Knight of Nightmares. And even though you're fascinated with Christmas, Jack, Halloween is your true specialty. Don't you see? Children rely on both of us to do our jobs. Halloween needs your attention, and I know Christmas needs mine. Urgently.
You're right. I am the master of terror. And if Halloween has become too routine, all I have to do is think of something new that'll really make them scream.
Jack! Oh, Jack! I've been looking for you everywhere. We must go over the plans for next Halloween. I can't do a thing without your approval.
So true.
Good luck, Jack Skellington.
Well, there he goes.
Yes, and I've got lots of names to check and preparations to finish.
Oh, Jack, this is no time for joking.
What's this? Perhaps a bit too festive for our Halloween needs.
We better get going.
Before you do, Sora, I believe there's a friend of yours who, if I recall correctly, was the one who told you there's no such thing as Santa Claus?
Oh, yeah. He did say that.
Be sure to give him my very best wishes.
I will, but... do you know where I can find Riku?
No, but don't give up. Remember, if you believe in Riku, you will find him, just as you found me.
Right.
And finally, we get Magnet Magic, which means we can go straight back to Atlantica and do the next episode there, right guys? No, because I really don't feel like going back to Atlantica right now. It takes me a little while to get geared back up to go there, so I'm gonna wait to do that as it's probably going to tell us right here, yeah, we got a new episode. I'm going to wait to do that until the next tournament is available at the Olympus Coliseum and do that all in one episode. But in the next episode, we're going to go ahead and do the Pride Lands right here. And if you know anything about the Pride Lands, you'll know that it is a fairly unique level. I feel like I say that about most of the levels in the game, so you have to wonder if they're really unique or not. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and end this episode here. I want to thank you guys for watching this episode of Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, and I hope to see you guys back for the next episode.